What's up, everybody? It's Everybody Love Juju. 1-2 Talk Hoops. I needed to come back up here just because I got to keep reporting. Keep you guys in the loop. If you haven't heard, you probably have heard the news tonight. I'd have to say it's a sad time. It's a sad time for women's basketball, in my opinion. It's a sad time for women's hoops. But at the same time, it's what happens in the game of basketball. And I always say it all the time. It's like I always like to say a prayer for the other team, my team, and I always say, you know what? As much as we want to win and much as we want to see our team player, our favorite team or our favorite players win this game, we never want to see any player suffer an injury. And I've seen it time and time again. And I always want to say, my prayers to teams and to players. And as much as you guys have watched me over the last 3 or 4 or 5 months, from day one you met me, as much as I talk hoops, WNBA, and, I'll watch Summertime Hoop and this show is dedicated to the USC Trojans. It's dedicated with all my heart to the USC Trojans and JuJu Watkins. I said at the beginning of the year that JuJu was going to have a wonderful year. But you know what? JuJu didn't score as much as she did last year. JuJu didn't play as many minutes as she did last year, contrary to some people out there that feel that all we have is JuJu Watkins, or we rely on her too much, we play her too much. JuJu plays less minutes than she did last year. She averages less points, but what she did this year is she became a full-on leader, a full-on player who embraced the fact that she and Rhea Marshall, who has been with Lindsey Gottlieb for all 4 years, who stuck with Lindsey Gottlieb, did not get into the portal after, or decided to come and build a culture, and a culture that JuJu and Rhea have done. The Gaming Center has not looked like this in years. LA has a bona fide superstar that we've been following since high school. JuJu, because of JuJu, we have gone to the Elite Eight in the first time in 30 years as a freshman. She became National Freshman of the Year. This year, she was on pace and still is on pace to be National Player of the Year. There's no better player than her in college basketball. She is must-see TV. And I know some of you guys come in and that aren't necessarily rooting for the Trojans, and you have your opinions and everything. And I'm not mad. But you have to admit that when she takes the court, you still watch and you still cheer and you're still impressed by her talents. And this year, the parity of the game has taken off even further, if you don't know this, in viewership than with the result of Caitlin Clark leaving. We didn't sink. Players like JuJu Watkins continued on with the excitement of the game. And to come in here to play the game that she loves, that's all. She's getting all this weird press about going to go say hi to Jaden Daniels. You're more focused than on the game. I was just ready to get the game going and get started. Let's get through the second round and get to the Sweet 16. Get trolls in here. We're going to lose to Kansas State. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to lose to UConn. We're not going to make it to the Final Four. All this young lady wanted to do, was to band together with a group of freshmen. Freshmen, y'all. She has 7 new freshmen on her team. One was out injured, and 2 transfers. And here we are, ready today. Held the first game, we held a team to the second lowest in history at 25 points in an NCAA tournament. We scored 71. So I said, we're not going to rust off. Here we go. I seen this team, Mississippi, play the night before. And I said to myself, we need to be careful. They're one of those kind of teams that's kind of clumsy, that's going to be physical for no reason, that's going to be knocking us around, and you know what I'm saying? And I said, I don't want to get into that kind of a game with them. Boom. First 5 minutes, well, here we go. Ju was going. I seen her speed. I seen how she was going. She was ready to bust a 40 on them. I could just feel it. I said, oh, she want to play like that against them, because she usually doesn't do that against, she usually kind of builds into her crescendo. But today, she was coming out really quick and really hard, a little hard on her shot here and there. And I was like, okay, everybody's ready to play. I saw a shot go up by Kennedy as a pass from JuJu. She directed a pass. She said, throw that pass over there to, I think it was TiVo. Things were just moving, you know what I'm saying? I just had a good feeling. But y'all, let me tell you, Kiki blocked a shot out of the air. That's a sign right there. When Kiki gets a straight block out of the air, grabs it out of the air, tosses it to Ju. Ju takes off. Another player takes off to her left. A guard out of nowhere comes sprinting down. Kennedy's far left, just in case she needs her. She's sprinting down right side. She's taking that straight line down to the basket. The girl from the right starts to close in. Nothing happens with her. Old girl right here on her left comes in, slightly bumps her. Ju tries to plant. Leg turns left, right, the knee. And it's like it just buckled under her. And she just grimaced with pain. And I seen her face and I said, okay, that doesn't look good. She's usually hurting ankles till she comes back. She's, banged up. She was hurting wrists, banged up. And when she rolled on the ground in her face and she just, gritting her teeth and her teammates came around her. Kennedy was the first one to her. TiVo came, Rhea came, trainers came, Gottlieb came. She was tough as nails, you guys. She could take a lot of things. But I knew it wasn't good. She gets taken away. She goes to Keck Medical Center, KECK Medical Center. We didn't have an MRI machine. I just knew we had an MRI machine in the back, but we didn't. She goes and gets the X-ray and gets more evaluation, and it's a torn ACL. Torn ACL. She's out for the season. Sophomore. The crowd was devastated. But you know what they did? They showed their displeasure. They showed their disgust for what they just saw. And they got behind the Lady Trojan. The motto for the Lady Trojans is fight on. They fought on for JuJu. JuJu has carried them time and time again here and there. When they needed her, when she's found out, they've stepped up. Contrary to people say, all we have is JuJu. JuJu averages 24.6 in the season. In the tournament, she's probably averaged 26 or so, right? The rest of the points are coming where? If we score 71. But in the season, if we average 81 points and she averaged 24, Who do you think is scoring the rest of those points? Okay? Stop saying all we have is JuJu. What we have is JuJu Watkins. Arguably, no, the best player in college basketball, the future of the WNBA. These officials, you need to they need to call when they call the silly things, but when you know a team has a reputation of physical play, call the fouls. So they called the foul. Avery took the free throw. Boom. It was then on. So we take off. I could not be more prouder, but I'm not surprised. I am extremely proud of Kiki Irvin, Avery Howe, Kaylee Heckel, Kennedy Smith, Rhea Marshall, Malia Samuels, who arguably does not get enough credit. She's probably the third point guard that comes off the bench between her and Kaylee Heckel. Between TiVo, then Heckel, then Malia, or it could be, depending on the matchup, it could be TiVo, Malia, Heckel. But the point is, we have 3 point guards who get significant time. And Malia Samuel, shout out to you because you have done nothing but come in the game and done amazing things for us when you come in. You are like the catalyst. These girls, and they had to have been feeling the pain of seeing their family member on the ground, their leader, who's tough as nails, go down in a heap and in pain, and could not walk off, but had to be carried off. For them to continue on, only 5 minutes in the game, put the pedal to the foot to the pedal to the metal, and never look back. There was some shoving, there was some pushing. Rhea got up in there and was getting heated. Kiki stayed focused. She came here and she said, I want to support JuJu. I want to be her. I want to be there for her. Well, Kiki, you did it. You did it. Not only Kiki, let me tell you. I'll tell you because we got off we couldn't focus. I mean, I nearly couldn't continue the broadcast. I nearly could not continue the broadcast because I just love this kid so much. But if those girls could continue on, so could I. Kiki Irvin, 31 minutes, 16 for 22, missed 6 shots, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 36 points. Rhea Marshall, hats out, shot a 3-pointer, banked it in. 4 for 6, 1 for 1, 9 rebounds. Superb, 12 points. Kennedy Smith had been in a little bit of a slump. She was not playing tonight. Not only was she continuing to do her lockdown defense, picking up at 94 feet, 4 for 8, 5 rebounds, 10 points. Who else? Big shout out to you, Avery Howe. You played, Avery, you played 28 minutes. You shot 50%. You were 5 for 10 from field goal percentage, and you were 4 for 9 for 3-pointers, 6 assists, Avery Howe, 18 points. Kaylee Heckel, you had been in a little drought, just a tournament, but then since last game to this game, you came in, baby girl, and you was just driving on them. You were 5 for 7, young lady, and 1 for 2 for 13 points. We had another point from Ryan Forstier, who you barely see come in the game, but she's another freshie who came in, got her on the board, and Talia Van Alphen. Even though Talia may have 3 points, Talia Van Alphen had 6 assists. Okay? They were the very definition of fight on. Okay? They were not going to. They play for this crowd. This crowd have their back. They played. I mean, you have to come to the Gator Center. If you haven't had if you're in Los Angeles and you have not seen one of their games, you really need to come. You really need to come because the crowd is amazing, very friendly, We all stand up. We all talk. We all cheer them on. And most of the time, you see some exciting basketball. And not only do you just see exciting basketball from JuJu Watkins, you see exciting basketball from all of these girls. And next year, we're going to get Jazzy Davidson. Now, JuJu won't be able to finish this tournament, but I know she will be there with them spirits. She's got them there. They got to do the rest. I'm calling it now. If they play the way they played today and they continue to play to the level that I know that they can do, we can get to the Elite Eight. Now, if we turn around, yeah, it would be. It's going to be a struggle to go up against UConn, but I'm not afraid of them either. I'm damn sure not afraid of UCLA. Now, to get into the Final Four, it'll be tough, for whoever you play without a JuJu Watkins. But man, oh man, I'm telling you, the way these girls look tonight, and if they were to get to the Final Four, I guarantee you, with JuJu Watkins, we were going to win. But that's okay, because I had it in my mind. JuJu Watkins' years will be her junior and her senior year. And I'm just telling you guys, I just wanted to report back. It's a torn ACL. She's going to have surgery. She's going to have to be on her feet, and we're going to have to stand behind her and rally behind her to to work through this. This is part of her journey. This is going to be part of her story, her story and her testimony. Because this is what builds that character. This is what builds champions right here. Kansas is a tough team, but we are too. You told me that I was going to lose to UConn. We didn't. Some said I was going to lose. We were going to lose. What go against what I said about UCLA. We did that too. Oh, but you lost to Notre Dame. Yeah, we didn't have Ken, and it was early on, and they hadn't even had the chemistry yet. But you know what? If we lose to Kansas, we're going to lose it. We're going to lose to them in fine fashion. That's all I got to say. Because it takes all of them to get this done, but they're going to give Kansas a hell of a fight. You better darn believe it. You better darn believe it. And I hope you come back here to Everybody Loves JuJu Talk Soups. 1, 2, subscribe now, and let's watch this together, and let's see, how this thing turns out. But moving forward, I think that she should be National Player of the Year. I even think she should be Defensive Player of the Year. I think she's the best all-around college player that we have right now. The performance that she put on in Galen Center against the number one team, undefeated team in the nation, is unmatched this year. And if that team wins the national championship, knowing that we beat them 2 out of 3 times, and that she's beat them 4 out of 5 times in their career, and they're all coming back next year, it's on and cracking. But in the meantime, I need you guys to say a prayer for her, because she's going to need it. She's going to need it for her mental, for her emotional, and for her speedy recovery. She's a strong kid. Her body is like perfection. She's young. She's strong. She's got a support system. We have to continue with our positive prayers. We have to continue with our positive energy. I'm going to see if I can share this if you haven't seen it. Maybe you're working, or maybe there's something, else going on. I know it's being replayed, over and over. I'm going to see if I can share this. Don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna back up again. Stop sharing the screen. I gotta stop sharing the screen. Thought I did. Let's see. Stop. As you can see, they really didn't like me sharing that, y'all, but I did. I did. I just wanted to share, to see that moment. Like kids are there, kids are there that look up to her. Kids that are there that admire her. Usually won't make it past the red hot LSU teams. I don't know. They ain't got nobody stop wearing bets. I'm going for the UCLA. See, y'all don't understand. We match up better with UCLA than anybody in the country. You can doubt them all you want, but they're going to be ready, and you don't have no one to stop Lauren bets. We match up better to them. Now, if I'm wrong, hey, I'll say it. I'm wrong, but I think I've been right the majority of the time. A lot of people in this country, you do not match up. You do not match up well with her. So I hold you to that, Pharaoh. It's all good. We're not betting anything on it. So I just wanted to say, just the love the girls showed when they gathered around her and her coach coming by her side and just being down with her, just pick me up, get me out of here. Just the crowd, you could hear the crowd in the background. But if you were there and my friends were texting me, it was loud and they were upset, very upset. But who are they upset with? Should we blame the player? I don't know. But I knew it was going to be testy. I knew it was going to be. But you know what I'm upset about comments? Or if a coach didn't play her too much, let me tell you, to you people who think that Coach Gottlieb is to blame, you're full of shit. Coach Gottlieb is not to blame. Okay? Juju has a set of parents. Juju has common sense. She's a tough kid. Stop babying her. She played less minutes than she played last year. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's banged up right now. What you need to do is take care of those floors out there. What you need to do is make sure these shoes that they are wearing are proper shoes. But the girl at that angle, because I sprint down the court like that, Drew was coming full on speed. You cannot go running into somebody's knee. And she tried to plant and tried to stop and got slammed into to the side. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it does at that speed. Just any not. You can't see it the first time, but when they give you different camera angles, you're gonna see how tangled they got just for a quick second. And the knee buckled. Nevertheless, she suffered an injury. It has nothing to do with Coach Godley. It has nothing to do with her amount of minutes. I don't know. It's 5 minutes into the game. Now, had this happened when they were blown out or something like that, the first thing you guys were going to blame is Coach Godley. It happened in the first 5 minutes. What was she supposed to do? Sit down? She was trying to get it. They probably was trying to get a lead so she can sit down, and we can, go about our business. Since everybody want to see the score at 100 and something, well, we scored 90. Juju would have been 100, 90 plus 24 or 30. Would have been 120 points or something. So just give us your prayers. Say a prayer, but say a prayer for the sport itself, because honestly, you can't lie. If you're a real hooper, a real hoop fan, you want to see how far the Trojans would go. You want to see JuJu Watkins in the tournament. You want to see the best play. You don't want to see anybody getting injured. You don't. You want to see the best players play. You want to see them go mano a mano against other players. And that's what we're cheated out of now because of doggone fate and injury. But I got faith. I got faith. I know Juju will be back bigger, better, stronger, and ready to go. So the next time we possibly will see her will be November 5th. Well, I'll be out. November 15th is a big game. It's the real SC game. But before that, they'll be playing games. And when she enters the stadium and when she enters the Galen Center, we will be on our feet ready to cheer her on. And I'm sure we'll do a big build up to that because we're going to miss her. We're going to miss her face. We're going to miss seeing her. But we're going to continue to fight on, and we're going to continue to cheer on our Trojans, and they will go as far as we can because, Rhea Marshall's a senior, Kiki's a senior, Tivo's a senior, and Clarice Akunwafu is a senior. And I want to root my seniors on till the end. I want them to get the best and leave it all out on the floor. Okay? So it's sad. It's just really incredibly sad. Unbelievable. Like I just I don't I'm lost I'm without words, guys. I'm just without words. That's all I can tell you. If anybody is trolling on the internet, it's got to be a sick individual to want. If you got something in your heart, like you glad she's down, you need to ask God to remove that demon, because that's crazy. But yeah, tonight, yes, an ACL. She's gonna have surgery. Soon as she can, soon as can do it and is allowed to do it, and get on the road to recovery, and the extent of it is important too, because some people, they don't come back in a year. You know, it just depends how bad it is, and then some people come back, for the next year. So there's a whole lot, that's going on, with this thing. But I know she'll put in that work to heal. But she's never. I cannot recall any history of her, having any knee issues. I was glad to see her doing Pilates this summer and doing things like that that will strengthen and protect the area around the knee. Because really, that's what you got to do. Um, but I felt it tonight. I felt it was going to be a big night, but it was, and it actually was a big night. But I just I just thought it was going to be a huge night, for her. But JuJu Watkins still going to go on. Her star is going to continue to rise. She will still rise. It's just going to be a greater story at the end of the day. It's just going to be an even greater story, and it's going to be a story for this program. And I know that she will win a national championship before she leaves. I can guarantee you that. So thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, and this is your first time uh, following my show, check out some of my other shows. Pretty much some of my shows, like I may have done a little video, or I may have interviewed some people, or better yet, I just really talk to my chat and we follow the game and we talk together, and I read your comments and I post your comments. Um, and I try to build a family here, and for people to come that are other Trojan fans that would like to talk with other Trojan fans. And I also have other fans of other teams that come, but they just maybe like JuJu Watkins, and then they become, a USP fan. Whatever your case may be, follow me. I'm going to follow in. I'll move into the WNBA. Um, Being from the West Coast is usually probably going to be like the Sparks. I might check out some Valkyrie games. I enjoyed the Chicago Sky because I dig Angel Reese. That's another one of my favorite players in the dub. Um, and I was following the Aces. So I'll be back, following like the WNBA season until we get ready for college season. But we'll be here. Stay tuned. Let's see what the chat fam wants to do. If we're gonna go ahead and finish watching the rest of I can't. I gotta be right, huh? I shouldn't do that. Continue to see who makes it to the national championship, but you have to hit like and you have to hit subscribe. You got to tap your phone or your tablet, or you got to hit the like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you know when I do come up, and then come up and say hello. Any news that I can find, any news that I hear, um, and any inside news that I can share with you, I will on JuJu. Um, moving moving forward. I think everyone would be curious to know how she's doing. And I want to know how you guys are doing. I've gotten a lot of texts. A lot of people are sick. A lot of people are just they just feel sick. They didn't know like how they really like care about Juju. They really care about this young lady. And so this news is really taking everybody, you know, by surprise. But this is how the story is. This year is going to be written, and this is going to be an amazing ride until we can't ride no more. We're gonna ride with our team. We're gonna ride with the Trojans. Come here, stand 10 toes down with me. I'll carry you through. I'll let you know what's going on. If you're working and you can't watch the game and you want me to call the game, I can do that. I'll keep calling out the score, tell you some big plays or what's going on, whatever it is. Just hit that like. And I know you guys follow me. I know you hear me. Some of you haven't really subscribed, don't know how. Go to my Instagram. Everybody loves JuJu12. Send me a DM. Introduce yourself. I've been talking to more people than that. Hopefully you guys are subscribing. Give me an algorithm, but more importantly, just so that I can keep you updated. I post a lot, and I post a lot of pictures because, this is my team. This has been my team since I played in the '80s. So, it is what it is. So we're gonna stay on this train, y'all. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna stand on business, and we're gonna be back on Saturday playing Kansas State. And I can't wait because I'm really excited to see how we're gonna finish this out. And I stand 10 toes down that we can win. So I'm gonna end this for now. Y'all get some rest. It's 12 something o'clock here on the West Coast. It's got to be 3 in the morning on the East Coast. So, but I want to thank you for tuning in. All you guys, hit that like and hit that subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon, y'all. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.